Hello, everyone. Welcome to TOI Digital, your daily guide to all that's happening in Indian cricket. Beyond the Boundary is the name of the show. And we've got Dwaipen Datta, who's joining us from Chennai. Very shortly, Gaurav Gupta will also join us from Mumbai. Dwaipen, start of yet another bilateral series, this time a T20I series between India and South Africa. In your view, how important is this series looking ahead to the T20 World Cup scheduled for February, March next year in India and Sri Lanka?
Very important. Like this is way more important than the ODI series that we played just now. Like this is where it all gets very serious. Like this has a serious context to it. We will know how the team is shaping up, where the players are up. Like this is a very important series. Like this is almost the dress rehearsal. We will we will not see too many changes going forward in the T20 World Cup from the team that will be playing here. Uh, Everything to play for, but the result of this series, other than a few psychological points, it does not matter. What is important is getting the things right. Like whatever India gets to needs to get right before they get into the T20 World Cup, they will have to do it here. And this is one team against which they will know where exactly they stand when it comes to international T20s in India. Like they'll get the proper challenge, proper cricket, proper team. This is exactly the kind of series that India would have hoped for. Even South Africa would have hoped for a series like this because they will also they, they also wouldn't have asked for better preparation than this. India in India just before the T20 World Cup.
In terms of the Indian side, are there areas that you will be concerned? Because the skipper today at the press conference said that basically between 3 and 7, everybody should be ready to bat anywhere in the batting order. The openers are fixed, like both coach and captain both have been saying with regards to the T20 side for over a year now. So, is there anything to worry about, or you're fine because Hardik's back, it brings back the balance. Uh, Shubman's fit, so everybody's fine.
Like on the face of it, there is nothing to worry about, but the little bit of worry that is still there is Surya Kumar's form. Like he hasn't fired with the bat for a while now, and it is important that he gets going. I don't think he has been woefully short of form. Sometimes the runs don't come in T20 cricket, like because you have to take chances to get out. There is the possibility of getting out. The risk factor is more. So I do not think he's woefully short of form, but he hasn't got the runs for a while in international T20 cricket. So that is the little bit of a worry in the batting order. Otherwise, there is not much of a worry around the team. Like it is, and as they said that between 3 to 7, it's flexible. Like whenever the wicket falls, early wicket, then somebody comes in, the right hander gets out, then a right hander comes in, a left hander gets out, a left hander comes in, those kinds of things. So that's fine. That flexibility is needed in T20 cricket, and otherwise things are fine. We will know if there is a cause for worry if the results do not go the way we want it to be. Then there could be a cause of worry. As of now, I don't see much reason to worry beyond Surya Kumar's runs with the bat, which also should come.
Welcome to the chat, Gigi. Thanks a lot for joining us. We were just chatting with Didi as well. Uh, is there anything, any cause of concern? One day side, you're still worried about the engine room 5, 6, 7. You're worried about the bowling slightly at times. But in terms of the T20 side, with Hardik coming back, with Shubman available, is there really a cause for concern in your view?
To be honest, there is no cause of concern in the entire white ball setup that India has. We have a lot of options in white ball cricket. Our real concern
Even in one day? You
should
think
be
even
in
in
test.
one day?
Yeah, even in one day cricket. See, you're not going to win all the matches. When dew is such a big factor, you will lose certain games because the dew plays such a huge part in the subcontinent. I really hope someday, the BCCI and the people who matter, the telecasters, they agree with Ravichandran Ashwin's idea and start these matches at 11:30 or 11. I think Ravi Shastri also a few years back had floated this idea, because this whole dew का जो हो रहा है ना बहुत ज़्यादा one side हो गया है. That day also, I mean, India's chase was on a canter, and much of it I'm sure had to do with dew, and I
No,
think the
no,
bullish
no,
side.
no. It had to do with DD's prediction.
Oh,
So he said
I
40 overs
also
they will chase.
40
They
overs,
chased
yeah,
in
yeah.
39.5 overs. Remember that?
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. That is some
So
prediction, boss.
I've sent
Yeah.
him my kundli. So he's going
70
to
वैसे इंडिया में और तो वैसे भी
बिल्कुल
चेज
मेरे को भी
होता
मुझे भी बहुत कुछ
Gigi,
हाँ
Gigi, you also
270
send your kundli to him. He'll
हाँ
get
हाँ
your
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
prediction,
मुझे भी
future
बहुत कुछ
predict
करना पड़ेगा, बताना पड़ेगा उनको कि भाई जरा मेरा बताओ, बहुत कुछ है मेरे फ्यूचर में जो भी मुझे जानना है. So like that, post the show. So, but coming back to this thing, I mean, see, because of this whole, I mean, you're not going to win all white games also. You will lose the occasional white ball game, in T20 and in one day cricket. Your real problem is Test cricket, where you don't have a number three, you don't have match winning spinners, you don't have match winning fast bowlers beyond Bumrah and Siraj to an extent, and your main problem is your batting lineup, your engine in the batting department. That is really weak. You are yet to find a number three. Uttar problems hai, and you are yet to figure out. You are still not playing out good wickets at home. I thought that wicket in Guwahati, where the match went into the fifth day, was ideal. So that is your real, I think, test of Indian cricket starts next August. Honestly, I mean, if India win the T20 World Cup or they reach the final and Gautam Gambhir is retained as coach, good luck to India in Test cricket going forward. To be very honest, from August onwards, because
So
those two,
if they don't
yeah.
win, you think he'll be sacked?
I think from what people are telling me, if we reach the semi-finals only and we exit, then I really see a dark future for him beyond that stage. But then you never know. He has a strong backing. We all know that. But then you never know, because pressure बढ़ रहा है, and the fact is the dressing room unhappiness, all those things are coming out. So I don't know whether things will be able to, an unhappy dressing room has often led to coach exits, even with results. So unless India is, reaching the final of the T20 World Cup, winning it, either of the two, I fear for Gauti beyond this thing. And my problem with Gauti is not about white ball cricket. He's aced that game beautifully. It is about his problems in red ball cricket, which are a plenty, and his faulty line of thinking. That is where I think, trying to turn Washington Sundar and Nitish Kumar into world class all rounders. I mean, a lot of issues with him there.
Okay,
So like that.
Priyanshu says, DD sir, क्या astrology भी आपका domain है? No, domain is the word. Domain is the buzzword. The
Domain is
entire
the
chat,
buzzword. Yeah,
yeah, domain. The entire chat window is buzzing with domain.
domain.
And Introspect says, now only DD sir's question to Gauti can heal the world. Is this the best T20 side? Not sure. DD, are you ready to ask that question?
even I think this is the best T20 side. Like I'm not going to ask that question because I think this Indian T20 side, at least in the subcontinent, is the best T20 side in the world. Like it has the balance, it has everything. But there are teams which are not too far off. Like so that's the thing. Like T20 cricket is a game of small margins. The gap may not be that big as we think it is, but the Indian T20 side is probably the best in the world. Like and the last T20 World Cup win and the results after that prove that we have a very good T20 side and the depth that we have in T20 cricket. At least 30 players are there who can easily fit into the first 11.
Yeah, and not just people above 19, even below 19, age of 19.
Yeah.
If you get my drift.
Yeah.
Jainesh Jain has a question for you, Gigi. He's saying, Gigi sir, this is a question that is coming regularly. Is Rohit playing Syed Mushtaq Ali?
No, he's not. I'm afraid. I was told that he was interested to play. He did want to play. He expressed, and this was told to me by two top officials in MCA. So he wanted to play, but I think, because he's retired from T20 format, I think he had a word with the selectors, and the selectors would have told him that play, if you want, play a couple of Vijay Hazare games like Kohli is doing, but no need to play in SMAT, because already Smart Matapu format se retire ho chuke ho. Plus he's just come off. I think he may at that point in time he may have been thinking agar runs nahi bane Vijay Hazare mein, South Africa series mein. So this will be serve as a good, it's a bit of an involving situation. this will serve as a good platform to sort of again have a hit and have a go. But I think since he's got runs in almost in the matches, he's in great form, he's in great nick. So I guess he would choose to rest now and perhaps play a couple of Vijayas. What I was told was that Vijay Hazare, the games that he will be available for are against very much weaker teams. I think some Mizoram or somebody and like that. So that the league stage games are against very weak teams. So it really doesn't serve any purpose for a guy like Rohit Sharma to be playing those games. But now I guess he'll be left with no option but to play a couple of those games so that he's in continues his nick, or he may just choose to rest. I mean, choose to rest and say like Virat that it's all in the mind and I'm mentally ready.
It doesn't hurt that you don't play anything, come straight, score 200, score a 50, win player of the series, and take BA 5-7 back to London. Introspect 6-3. One more question to you, Gigi. He's saying, with due respect, Gigi sir, in ODIs we don't have a proper 5-6-7. When KL sometimes gets stuck and HP has injury concerns.
Bhai, KL to was I thought he was batting beautifully in the three matches. That we saw. In each game, I saw him improvise, hit the best shots of the innings, score 50s of some 30, 35 balls maximum. He was really improvising and playing very well in his partnership with Jadeja. Kept the score going. It's just that even 350 was not enough on those wickets. The flattish wickets that we played on. But I thought KL was brilliant as a captain and as a batter. He was outstanding, and I have no issues with that. And I can see why he's kept Rishabh Pant out, who's yet to prove his white ball credentials. With regards to Hardik, yes, I think slowly अब उनका एक वो phase आ रहा है. See, he could have returned with these ODIs, but it was thought by the BCCI that better to rest him. The medical team thought कि अब लाना ही है तो सीधा, because the priority is T20 World Cup, not the ODIs. So let him play in the ODIs, in the T20, sort of rest a bit more, play in the Mushtaq Ali, build himself up, and then play in the T20s, and that's how it worked out. I'm sure Hardik going forward will play in the ODIs, but I think going forward शायद वो ODIs भी कम खेलेंगे, but whenever he plays, no doubt it adds tremendous muscle to that 5-6-7 engine room that we are talking about. Because my problem a bit is with Jadeja at that point. I'm beginning to think that is Akshar a better option in that position, because Akshar can get unleash those big sixes. And in terms of bowling, I think Jadeja's bowling has declined, whereas Akshar is still bowling well from what I saw in the Champions Trophy. But then Jadeja was also very good. Jadeja was also very good in the Champions Trophy. Maybe this was a series where Jadeja was off color also because of the dew factor. So I don't know in South Africa how it works out. I guess the selectors have and the team management over the years have had no confidence in Akshar as an overseas bowler. अगर आप देखो तो whenever India pick a team, Jadeja is always the first one in for all formats. अब T20 तो retire हो गए, but Test also, and Akshar is the first one to be dropped the moment they pick a team for the Sena countries.
Yeah, series of questions for you, Didi. This is from Priyanshu. He says, Didi sir, please आप domain समझा दो. I own a business. Should I comment on cricket?
Yeah.
Okay. Arvind Atreya says one more question. He's saying, Didi sir, why Gambhir said we lost Kolkata Test only by 30 runs? The target was 120. Why is he acting like this?
It's ridiculous. Like that's how Gautam Gambhir is. He's unnecessarily combative. Doesn't like the fights that he picks are meaningless. Everyone knows that what a test series loss means and what a ODI series win means. Like those differences, he himself knows what it is. Now, if you want to hoodwink people, then you can do that. He's doing it, and then if he ask questions, then he will say that is not our domain. So I don't have anything to say. Like this is the nasty part of Gautam Gambhir, which we dislike, which is why we do not like Gautam Gambhir. There are a lot of things about Gautam Gambhir which are likable. Even as a cricketer, there are things that were likable. His feistiness, his ability to counter punch, his ability to punch above his weight,
Counter elbow.
above his
Counter elbow.
counter elbow, yeah, punch above his weight, a mediocre cricketer doing so well. Those things are are to be lauded, but But these are the things that kind of brings him down as a human being. Like we all know what like a test loss and an ODI series win in a bilateral ODI series win and a test series loss at home are not the same, and no one knows it better than him. So it is a way of trying to hoodwink people, which he should not be doing.
Yeah, because he did something similar after the Test series loss, saying that I am the same one who won the Asia Cup and Champions Trophy. Because he knows that you can play on people's mind. Because the normal public don't understand red ball, white ball. For them, India is playing. Like
Yeah, but
we've had
Champions Trophy, I can still understand you playing up Champions Trophy, etc. Whatever the conditions are, I can still understand. But don't compare a three-match ODI series win or on these ponds, dew ponds, and make a lot of hue and cry about it. It is very silly, silly, stupid, everything.
Okay, Steve Ticolo has a super chat for you, Didi. He's saying, Didi bhai, after recent GG comment, Geo Star giving up cricket rights as GG wants cricket to be seen by cricketers only, general public के लिए out of domain है क्या? मतलब there is still no confirmation of this, but this is a story which has come out in our sister publication, Economic Times. I don't think both are linked, but like people are trying to link the two. Like GeoStar wants to give up the Geo Hotstar wants to give up the ICC rights immediately.
And and who takes it up? Like
That
it
is
goes to
not known.
somebody else.
That is
I
not
think
known as.
Sony का शायद नाम लिखा हुआ था in the story.
Uh,
Sony was mentioned as one of the potential.
yeah, but they are not.
Data.
Maybe people may not be interested in the amount being so high.
अरे so वो इस जियो हॉटस्टार ही करेगा वो देख लेना. These are all ultimately everything will come around.
Okay.
Is this for the ODI World Cup?
No, for the next 2 years of the rights that ICC rights that Geo Hotstar has or Star has, they want to give it up now because saying it's unsustainable.
Okay.
बहुत महंगा है पड़ रहा है.
बहुत
जब
महंगा
लिया था तब सोचा ही नहीं इतना महंगा है.
No, but Tabi then they were supposed to share it with Z. If you remember, they were supposed to share it with Z, and Z pulled out. They were to keep the digital, give the TV rights to Z. Z pulled out. Then the merger happened. Now they've got
They
everything under one basket.
they would have known यार चंद्रेश. These are all things that will come around. You know and I know that ये सब ultimately जियो हॉटस्टार पे हम देख रहे होंगे T20 World Cup. ये सब
Uh,
these are all ways to get the right price done and all that.
yeah. Uh, okay. Sports 98 is saying Japan is looking at a recession. Sony won't buy. Okay, fine. Okay. Vignesh has a question for you, Gigi. He's saying, Gigi and Didi, sir, while Gill is in the squad, one more wicket keeper, Jitesh Sharma, should definitely play. Shivam Dube in the bench. He's the X factor while performing in Asia Cup, IPL final 2023, and then T20 World Cup. What's your take?
Should Didi, you want to have a go at it first?
No, you go first,
No,
Gigi.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, I think Dube is a no-brainer now in the 11, even with Hardik being there. And I saw that in the Asia Cup that the team management has good faith in him, and Dube has, to his credit, has improved his bowling a lot. Which he could not do that in the IPL because we have this wonderful impact play rule. But there he really could work on his bowling and within the Indian team with Bonnie Morkel, and I think it has really improved. And his obviously the big hitting adds a different dimension to the lower order. जो हम engine की बात कर रहे हैं, what we're missing in the ODIs, Dube brings that in the T20s. In fact, I feel that they could groom Dube they're missing a trick. अगर आपको नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी को promote करना है उधर, I think it's a good idea to promote Dube in that ODI thing also, if his bowling has improved. But yeah, I mean, Dube is definitely a pennon, I think, in the 11 now. Because he brings that attacking the spinners and that they're using those long levers to hit big sixes, all those factors in. And wicket keeper का जहाँ तक सवाल है, I think Jitesh could be preferred over Sanju also, but then you never know. So the team management over the years has had a lot of faith in Sanju, but then Sanju has struggled once he has not opened and gone niche, in the middle order 5-6, उधर थोड़ा सा struggle कर रहे हैं वो. So I think Jitesh might get a good run, and Jitesh might even prove the team management right by he might justify that faith also. Although Jitesh, I thought, had a very bad Rising Stars final where he chose to promote himself ahead of Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Priyansh Sharma. But that's okay. That's for other, that the mistakes can happen. But the guy can play that 360-degree game. उन्होंने काफी improve किया, I think, Dinesh Karthik के साथ, at RCB, and that has really sort of done wonders to him. And I mean, the way he played in this IPL, if he continues that form, I see him perfect as a perfect fit for that role, and not Sanju. To be honest.
But
What's
the
your take,
only
Didi?
thing about this is like Sanju Samson, the last T20 match that we played was the Asia Cup final, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no.
After that we played anything.
We played in Australia.
Australia we played now
Oh,
5 T20s.
oh,
So there in the end they sat out Sanju and they played Jitesh
After
Sharma.
the
But
after
that
the
was
first
more,
couple
I
of
think,
games.
finally Jitesh Sharma को थोड़ा game time दो, like that.
acha, acha, acha,
So
acha.
वैसा. So they're still, I guess, sort of not exactly sure about who exactly should be their number one wicket keeper, because Sanju का
No,
slot हिल गया. Otherwise it was a pen in. Otherwise Sanju was a pen in. But once Shubman Gill को ले आए आप as a vice captain and as an opener, then Sanju's position became definitely shaky, like that.
Okay, there's one more super chat. This is for both of you. First, Gigi, I want you to answer. Didi and Gigi. Gigi should know Parth played a crucial role in Indian sports by sponsoring athletes when they had no one, including Neeraj. He is no one to tell him what to talk and what is someone's domain. What are your views?
यार अब सी वहाँ गंभीर डेफिनेटली ये तो गलत कमेंट ही है कोई भी कमेंट कर सकता है इट कैन बी पॉलिटिशियंस आल्सो शशि थरूर रेगुलरली कमेंट्स ऑन क्रिकेट
On
रेगुलरली
Sanju.
कमेंट्स ऑन संजू
On
सैमसन बीइंग
Sanju.
excluded
Yeah.
and there's a lot of regional this thing that comes in with that but that's okay I mean these things you cannot prevent politicians from tweeting about cricket you cannot prevent anybody फिर तो हमारा भी domain नहीं है ना we are journalists we are not it's not like we are I've scored 5,000 runs and DD has scored 7,000 runs and you scored 9,000 runs we are all basically sort of journalists or trying to figure out from the outside like that so वो थोड़ा सा comment out of place था but I guess what Gauti is trying to say is that any and everybody is commenting on my coaching and all, except and this Sandeep Patil was telling me when I did a story. I mean, Sandeep Patil called me one fine morning and he said that those who have actually coached the Indian team or have been the chief selector or have coached essentially, they know how tough a job it is. And everybody has struggled at the start of their stint. Whether it was Rahul Dravid or whether it was Greg Chappell, so had a very rough period. Kumble also had a rough period in the time that he was there in. John Wright also initially struggled. A lot of coaches initially struggled in that role. So it's not. He was telling me it's not easy. Even he said I struggled big time. And I had to eventually leave. So like that. So it's not an easy role. So what he was saying is that perhaps a lot of former coaches have not commented that much on the whole scenario. But then I think Shastri has also been a bit critical of the way the team has been run of late. So other than that, I think it doesn't make sense. If Path is commenting, that's fine as long as he's not openly sort of pushing for his own players. I mean, in the team, and I think if Path was tweeting about, did he tweet about Rishabh Pant? That the tweet that has riled up Gambhir
No, no,
is
no.
not generally. Was it a general tweet that has got
It was a
Gambhir's?
general tweet, yeah.
तो वो तो ठीक है यार दैट ही कैन आई मीन ठीक है आईपीएल ओनर है तो क्या हो गया ही इज नॉट कमेंटिंग ऑन समथिंग ऑन द वर्किंग इन द बीसीसीआई और व्हाई हैज द बीसीसीआई हायर्ड गौतम गंभीर ऑन वी कैन कमेंट ऑन सिलेक्शन दैट्स ओके दैट्स perfectly fine I mean I don't know that's a very fine line then if because IPL team coaches can also comment sometimes Ricky Ponting says I'm surprised Shreyas Iyer was not there in the T20 team India's T20 team he commented
Brad Haddon has spoken about it.
ब्रैड हेडन has spoken about it but ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आता वो ब्रैड हेडन रिकी पॉन्टिंग के लिए भी गंभीर ने बोला था 2-3 साल पहले व्हाट हैज रिकी पॉन्टिंग गॉट टू डू विद इंडियन क्रिकेट अरे कम ऑन यार you also comment no when
पिछले
you were
साल,
an expert
last year before BGT.
last year before they left for Australia I was there in that press conference so I mean ये सब silly logic है I think anybody has got a right to comment at any point in time the cricket is not anybody's exclusive domain it's everybody's sport and that's why people generally any sport for that matter we comment on EPL also and in other this thing also अरे वो Arsenal में वो player को क्यों नहीं खिला रहे हैं that coach is sort of bungling up big time so it's all part of the game yeah I mean that is how the guy who's tweeted the team owner is actually a very passionate sports fan and a cricket fan so it's okay I mean as long as he's not sitting in selection meetings and not directly controlling Gambhir it's okay it's just an outsider and he can always give an outside perspective that's perfectly fine with me.
What's your take, Didi?
No, I said before, no, like it was very stupid of Gautam Gambhir to say what he said. And Pat Jindal, like anybody else has an opinion. Like anybody can have an opinion. Uh, so he said that we should have like different coaches for different formats. So many people are saying he has also said. So by picking up Parth Jindal, he has only made it sound like yes, Parjindal matters. Like Parjindal, because it is not Parjindal who is the only one who is saying that India needs two coaches for two formats. That many people are saying it. So by Gambhir, by saying that Parjindal shouldn't have said that, he is giving Parjindal's views a lot more importance. Like I don't understand why Gautam Gambhir, being the intelligent person that he is, or at least he claims that he is, does not understand these things.
Okay, Bhuvan Bhaskar has a question. Did he? He's asking you: did South Africa Test Series loss make Rocco strong? As in, like in it's like in the deals that you make in boardrooms. Did it make Rocco stronger in your view?
Could be slightly, yes, like Gautam Gambhir lost a bit of ground that you can obviously see that uh, he lost a bit of ground. And see, Roko became stronger by their Sydney performance. Had they failed miserably in Sydney, then there would have been questions. There would have been a lot more questions. कि क्यों खिला रहे हैं इन लोगों को? They're past their sell-by date, etc., etc., etc. So once that Sydney thing happened, the one scored 100, the other scored a 50. So they kind of made their ground strong. And yes, because the Test series India lost, so Gambhir of course lost a bit of ground, lost a bit of face, lost a bit of support, everything. So and that in a way you can say that it put Roko on a stronger wicket. But having said that, Roko had to perform. Like if they did not perform, then that stronger wicket wouldn't have stayed strong. So they did that. They made the most of it, and they are where they are.
Okay. Dhruv Agiwala has a question for you, Gigi. He's saying, Gigi Bhai, during 2023 ODI World Cup, Gambhir said Cummins doesn't deserve to be in the ODI setup of Australia. Why Gauti was commenting on Australian cricket then?
And we all know
No,
what Cummins. हाँ मतलब मैं कह रहा
no,
हूँ कि we all know what yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
saying that if you say that Ponting can't comment on Indian cricket,
हाँ हाँ
why
वो
was
तो हो
Gautam
चुका है
commenting?
yeah. This people have pointed out to this to Gambhir that this thing I mean it's the same kind of a thing that he said कि foreign coaches क्यों चाहिए Indian coaches बहुत अच्छे होते हैं ये वो before coming into the system and the first thing he did was he hired a coach from Netherlands and South Africa like that so it's difficult to believe take him too
And
seriously
also
on
the
these things.
trainer from South Africa.
द ट्रेनर फ्रॉम साउथ अफ्रीका सो इसीलिए बहुत उनको थोड़ा सा ऐसा बात में आई मीन पैट कमिंस इमेजिन दैट द कमेंट इटसेल्फ वाज सो दिस थिंग पैट कमिंस ऑफ ऑल पीपल हु वाज एक्चुअली बोल्ड अ ब्रिलियंट स्पेल इन द फाइनल and the Australian team I mean right now in the Ashes also अभी मुझे लग रहा है कि पैट कमिंस आ जाएंगे तो ये मैच इतना भी नहीं चलेगा जितना जा रहे हैं Ashes के it will become even more one sided England will be blown apart even more Pat Cummins will tear apart the batting lineup even more. So I mean, it's completely a foolish thing to say कि Pat Cummins नहीं होना चाहिए Australian team में, and he said that in 23. So good luck to him. I mean, क्या बोलेगा अभी?
Vignesh has a question for you, Gigi. He's saying, Gigi sir, in T20 World Cup 2026, Gautam Gambhir needs number 8. So he'll have Arshit Rana ahead of Arshdeep Singh. What are your thoughts?
That will be another disaster. That will be another disaster in the making. That will be a big this thing. I think mistake. Arshit is taking wickets, but on the odd day he'll get hammered. And Arshdeep has proved himself over a long period of time. He's done very well as a. I mean, in the T20, he was one of our star bowlers in the T20 World Cup. I thought that second last over that he bowled in the final was in Barbados against South Africa was outstanding. It was a brilliant over. And although all the credit Bumrah got and rightfully so, and Hardik, I thought Arshdeep's spell was equally important and he kept the pressure up. And he's mastered the art of bowling well at the death, especially and taking wickets with the new ball. I know Arshit Rana can take wickets with the new ball and all that, but he's a limited ability guy. I mean, he's a good this thing, but and also Arshdeep's left arm angle and all those things matter. But ये batting के चक्कर में it's just going to get messed up again. कि batting मिल जाए नीचे, batting मिल जाए. I think if you have 6-7 good batters, it's okay यार. It's a 20 over game. It's not like come on यार. मतलब end में क्या एक चौका चाहिए होगा, maximum एक छक्का चाहिए होगा. It's okay. That much you can risk it for. उसके लिए पूरा तुम you risk 4 overs of a this thing, exclude 4 overs of a good bowler and sort of risk somebody who can get hammered on the odd day by a good team. It's too much of a risk here.
Okay. DD cricket Q&A says खुल के बोलो सर. And Indrajit says आज मजा आ गया. DD ने जीजी का लिया on live TV. Uh, Cristiano Ronaldo is asking you, Didi. He's saying, Gigi, frustration is in PC. Is it because Virat Rohit performed really well? Do you see a correlation?
No, not really, not really. Even if there is a, even if it is there, he will not show it like that. That I don't think that is the case. That frustration, it was not frustration. It's just anger. He just likes taking on people. Like there are some people in this world who loves this idea of me against the world. That idea, Gautam Gambhir absolutely loves it. That everything is against him and he is trying to fight that, and by doing that he will do something great. Like this is the kind of mindset of some coaches in other formats also, on other sports also, like Jose Mourinho so I think he has also got this idea. He draws strength from it, and that's why he does it. Like his dislike, if there is any about Rocco, is different, but this is different. This is not necessarily a Rocco thing. This is something else.
Okay, Bhuvan Bhaskar is asking, or rather commenting, Didi. He's saying, if by chance, if we don't win T20 World Cup, Rocco becomes even more stronger, and Gigi knows this.
Definitely, like more than Rocco becoming stronger, he is on a weaker wicket then. Like he is on a sticky wicket. If India doesn't win the World Cup, if India doesn't win the World Cup, then it's on the BCCI bosses to keep him. Like he kind of, and he has lost the Test series to it is very unlikely that India is going to make the WTC final. 2027 ODI World Cup is far off. We know what his stance about Rocco was, and then they are playing and performing. Now, if he doesn't win the T20 World Cup, then he's on a sticky wicket. He's definitely on a sticky wicket, because and it will be entirely on BCCI to keep him. Like
What
he
if
will lose the public support.
what if India doesn't win the T20 World Cup but wins the Asian Games gold? What happens then?
Asian Games gold, I don't think he will go for Asian Games. Gautam Gambhir will not. Somebody else will go. He
But
will
it's also
not go.
T20. But they are also T20 internationals.
But I don't think when is Asian Games.
September, October.
But September, October, mein India will be playing the.
West
India
Indies.
will have other assignments. I think.
They'll be
I
playing
don't
West Indies
think.
at home for in ODIs and T20s.
Yeah, so I don't think Gautam Gambhir will be going for Asian Games. I doubt. I'll be surprised if he's going for Asian Games. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Gigi Mayank Thaplial says, Parth Jindal is a keen observer of cricket. He once said in an interview that Prithvi Shaw is great timer of connecting ball with bat. Gigi, who is lucky person viewed as coach by BCCI, must remember it. Basically, he's saying Gigi, not you, the other Gigi, is very lucky to be where he is, and he should respect the fact that Parth Jindal is a keen observer of the game.
यार अब जीजी इज लकी मतलब ठीक है he's a former India cricketer of repute here, so he's also done something good and when in his cricketing career, and he has every right to I mean if it's not like अगर आप ये बोलते हो कि उनका कोई कोचिंग एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था, तो भाई अनिल कुंबले का भी नहीं था, बहुतों का नहीं था जो उसके पहले आए, रवि शास्त्री का भी नहीं था, so that's okay. Indian cricket needs a big name, a big name ही कोच बनता है आके, तो that way I guess Gauti, if he was interested, and there are not too many claimants also to that position, remember ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत बड़े बड़े लोग अप्लाई करते हैं. In the limited choice that you have, because it's a tough job. It's a tough job, and whomsoever replaces Gotti will also end up losing a few matches. It's not like that guy will come and will straight away start winning unless somebody really, in terms of our red ball, our problems are a bit deeper, and they require somebody who's connected to the grassroots. The problem with these all these high profile guys is that they are not connected to the grassroots, so they don't know कि domestic cricket में connect क्या है, like that. So everybody is going to struggle. It's not that easy. So please cut commit some slack. We have done well also under his coaching. I agree that he's a bit too sensitive to criticism, but then he has also achieved results. I mean, your Asia Cup victory, your Champions Trophy victory, are things which were your England tour was very good. So you have done well under him. Certain things that have happened have been pretty good. It's just that some of his choices in terms of personnel has been very very sort of wrong, where he could have done better. But I'm sure with white ball team, honestly, more or less, I have no issues. So I think under him. So I think in the T20s, and now we are playing a lot of T20s, around 10 T20s before the World Cup and then T20 World Cup. So I guess things will be sorted with Gambhir being there.
Okay. Introspect is saying Anil Kumble gave a proper presentation and interview while Gambhir was picked on IPL hype. I think Gambhir was also interviewed, right?
He was interviewed, mane naam ka interview. I don't think it was really a serious sort of a this thing. It was more of a
He and
formality. It was
W.
like,
Raman were interviewed, no?
yeah, he and W. Raman were interviewed, but I mean, come on, with W. Raman, you always knew that Gambhir is going to be this
So
thing.
no, he's saying what I meant was Anil Kumble had vision. Gambhir is coaching on vibe.
ये कुछ I don't agree to that. I think Gambhir also has a vision, and he and Ajit Agarkar have every right to think about Rohit and Virat's future. That's perfectly fine with me. They're going to turn 40, so it's fine if they had a vision in mind. After the Australia tour, everybody in Indian cricket, it's all about recency bias. Bhai, after the Australia tour, everybody was saying Roko ko hatao. ठीक है ना? They had two bad tours back to back, and then eventually they both decided themselves कि भैया टेस्ट क्रिकेट हमको नहीं खेलना है. ठीक है, रोहित perhaps wanted to play a couple of tests in England, but the selectors were very clear कि either you play the full series or don't play, like that, and then he decided चलो अब retire ही हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, and with Virat it was a completely Virat's own call, and Virat's call was based on the fact that even in Australia he didn't do well despite scoring that century from a comfortable position in the first test. In the next 4 tests he failed very badly. Outside the off stump he had repeated issues, and I'm sure he realized that going to England also those issues will get highlighted even more. So he faced trouble, and he thought that better was to sort of, and both of them very justly, very wisely decided to continue the white ball in the one day format, and that is where they're excelling. So like that. So it's not like टेस्ट क्रिकेट में दोनों रह के, आई मीन ट्रेडिशनली तेंदुलकर और द्रविड़ और लोगों ने क्या किया, लोग टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेले इन द एंड. That is the toughest format, I believe, now, especially with the kind of wickets that India make at home. So I guess there's some amount of planning was needed, and Gambhir has done a lot of planning. ऐसा नहीं है. Shubman Gill was made the captain for the England tour. Shubman Gill ended up scoring 754 runs in that series. The second highest ever for India in a series. So after Sunil Gavaskar's tally. So a lot of things he's done right, and if he has a vision. You cannot say that उनका कोई vision ही नहीं है, and Kumble had a vision. Kumble का vision तो बेचारों का दिखा ही नहीं कभी, because after 11 months he was out of the job.
Okay, Umama Mahida is saying, अरे जीजी सर, दूसरे जीजी को कितना डिफेंड करोगे? खुल के बोलो, इतना भी मत डरो सर. जो गलत है वो गलत है. ओडीआई विन पर बात करनी चाहिए, एंड वो बंदा टेस्ट सीरीज लॉस का एक्सक्यूज देने लगा.
नहीं, वो तो मैं बोल ही रहा हूँ. टेस्ट सीरीज, आई एम नॉट जस्टिफाइंग इट. द टेस्ट सीरीज लॉस deserves a lot of introspection and perhaps even a change in coaching staff. I firmly believe that when we go to Sri Lanka next July or August, then we should have a new coaching staff in terms of our test apparatus. But I don't know whether we can have the two coach system. That's another problem. So then, in that case, the pressure is more on Gambhir to retain his place till August, unless the BCCI is comfortable with us losing test matches rapidly. Then it's not a problem, and white ball success. You win the T20 World Cup, but chalo test में कैसे भी करके काम चलाएंगे, and you'll keep making new records of losing to teams.
Okay, last couple of questions. Didi, KL Rahul has a question for you. Is it possible that KL Rahul as wicketkeeper in T20 as again, if someone not doing well in keeping side, because he does well as finisher in ODIs?
No, he is good, but right now I do not see him in the T20 setup because there are too many options. And there is no need to make to force KL Rahul into the T20 setup again. Like he's good in Test cricket, he's good in ODI cricket. So let him be there. We have options in T20 cricket, like we have Sanju Samson, we have Jitesh Sharma, we have the kind of hitters that we need. People who bat at a strike rate of 150, closer to 200 in the latter part of those innings. The strike rate is important. KL Rahul probably is not a 200 175 200 strike rate batter, so I do not think it is really needed at this stage to kind of push him into the T20 setup. He's doing very well where he's playing now. So we do not need KL Rahul. Even though KL Rahul is good, we probably do not need KL Rahul in the T20 setup at this very moment.
Okay, there's one super chat from Greg Chappell. Since we are talking about coaches, it is Greg Chappell who sent a super chat. Didi, if India don't win T20 World Cup, why have Gigi? Tests, we can't go worse than two home whitewashes. ODIs, two most influential guys in ODI room aren't even facing him. What's your take?
Yeah,
He's saying
no,
get rid of him completely.
it is an option. It is like it, it can always be exercised. Like if India doesn't win the team, and it is all in sport, it is only about success. And like if it doesn't succeed, so BCCI are well within their rights to take a call on Gautam Gambhir whether they want to keep him or not. Like there is no pressing need to keep him for Test cricket because he hasn't done anything or shown anything outrageously good that makes him an automatic coach choice for Test cricket.
Okay. Super chat from Dikshita. Gigi, I want you to answer this. Richest Jindal to stay silent to illogical insult. So basically, she's willing Parth to respond.
क्यों रिस्पॉन्ड करना है पार्थ को यार? Why keep sort of, it's okay, he's made a silly comment, let it be. To not respond to it would be graceful on part of Parth, I think. To unnecessarily respond and take it further down, कोई मतलब नहीं है. I mean, just let it, allow it to die a silent death. This is I mean, a comment that बोल दिया उसने बोलने के लिए, ठीक है. I mean, Parth should comment again मेरे हिसाब से. Next time again he should comment. That is the best way to this thing. Keep commenting. तो फिर तो
Okay.
पार्थ शुड नॉट कमेंट. हमारे शो पे कभी पार्थ देखा बेचारा तो अब वो क्रिकेट पे कमेंट नहीं कर सकता बिकॉज उसका डोमेन नहीं है. तो लाइक ऑल दिस गाइस, दिस इंट्रोस्पेक्ट, ही शुड नॉट डोमेन अवेयरनेस नीडेड. व्हाई इज ही राइटिंग?
Everybody's talking about domain awareness and everything. And Cristiano Ronaldo says, guys, stop criticizing Gigi. It is not in your domain. That's the final comment of the day. So let's see what happens. And this is a comment, and I want Didi to answer this and end the show. Anirban Banerjee, he says Brazil has not had not lot of talent, but not won World Cup for 26 years. Talent alone is not enough. Are they polished enough to perform under pressure? And nobody can answer this better than Didi.
The talent, Brazil's downfall in football has a lot to do with the fact that their talent level has come down. Like it is no longer that Brazil doesn't have the talent pool that they used to have. Till, even till 2006. 2006 was the last great Brazilian team. After that, the Brazilian teams that have played World Cup football haven't been the best football teams. So, but the talent alone is not enough. Are they polished enough to perform under pressure? Yeah, yeah. In the Indian cricket team has shown that of late they have shown that they can perform under pressure. They have won whatever there has to be what is there to win. They have won. So how can I say that right now on current form they are not they are not polished enough to win T20 cricket? But this Brazil comparison probably it is not fitting well because I'm like the talent pool of Brazil has come down significantly. Brazil is no longer the best football team in the world. Probably Spain is, and India. India has the talent pool. India has a bigger talent pool in cricket than Brazil has in football at the moment.
Yeah, I think the better fit for Brazil is West Indies. but that's a debate
Not
for
that
another day.
bad. Also, no, not that bad, Chandresh. Like that. That is again a that is an probably you are stretching it a little too much. Brazil is not the situation of Brazil is not as bad as the situation of West Indies is, because West Indies interest is not there anymore. But Brazil football interest is still there. Just that they
Yeah,
have become more insulated. Like they are no longer the players from the streets, the players with a lot of
yeah,
flair.
they're
Like
saying Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Roberto
yeah,
Carlos, Cafu.
yeah, a lot of players are like yeah, like but this generation of players they are kind of trained and bred in Europe, and they are kind of a copy of European players only. They are lacking the Brazilian flair.
Okay, let's see what happens. Next year is the Football World Cup. I believe we have had the draw a few days ago for the Football World Cup 2026. Will be hosted by USA, Canada, Mexico. Dwepen will be busy. Will hardly be available for us at that time. Uh,
Unless you
so
guys are talking about football.
yeah, so but he'll be available for the Australia tour, August tour of Sri Lanka, the test matches when it starts again. So by then the Football World Cup should be over. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, Dwayne and Gigi, for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the T20 International to be played at Cuttack. Until then, remember, जैसे स्पोर्ट्स वार ने कहा वो भी आपका डोमेन नहीं है. ओके, विल रिमेंबर दिस. सब हमारा डोमेन नहीं है. रिमेंबर टू लाइक शेयर, पर ये आपके डोमेन में है. लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब एंड कमेंट. That's it for today. Thanks a lot, Dwepen, Gigi, everyone watching, and the back end team. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.
Right.